So we are up to Samapana, which means completion. It's day 5 and it's all about the elements. And the element for today is hydrojos in Greek, or in English of course, water element. So again, we're kind of ramping it up to another level. Things started to get intense last week with fire element. So now we're ramping it up one more level. And today is very much to do with emotions, because water is connected to emotions. It's connected to the sacrum or the navel. It's connected to our instinctual impulses, whether it is they be correct or whether it is that they are distorted. And unfortunately, in a lot of instances, our instinctual impulses can get distorted because they can be overrode or overridden, if that's the correct word, by our ego, which is also kind of located in a very similar area. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to be able to discern or differentiate between the ego and your true organic instinct. So of course what we want to do today is chelate, if you like, the false aspects of ego, because in its natural form it is very, very useful for us. Without ego we do nothing, we go nowhere, we have no determination, we have no discipline, we have no drive, we have no devotion. So people who are beating up the ego are actually incorrect. It's an erroneous thing to do, unless of course it's distorted, which is what we're going to be addressing in today's element, in today's day. Now, the other really interesting thing about water day is that it's also quite intrinsically connected to the planetary bodies, okay? So everything that goes on with your emotions is actually connected to what's going on up and out there on a planetary level. And each of the planets, of course, are also allocated to a specific sephira on the tree of life. So in our hydrojos, or water primary source transmission ceremony, we're going to be actually going through each of the sephira and each of its correspondences to the planetary body, and we want to modify that communication between those individually and us specifically, like in your individuality, yeah. So that is quite a process in itself. Some people found it heavy, some people found it magical, and some people found it a mixture of both. So let's just see how you fare when we get to that one. Another very important aspect in terms of the planetary bodies is the moon. Now, the moon, not only esoterically and metaphysically, but also scientifically in the mainstream of science, there's certain things that are missing in the puzzle that, concerns the moon. How it functions, how it corresponds to us, how we correspond to it, so on and so forth. So today we're going to find out a little bit more, a bit of disclosure about the mysteries of the moon and how we need to change some actual ancient practices that have been practiced erroneously almost from the beginning of time, because some things have been manipulated, misunderstood, or it's a big cover-up, some of it as well. So there's a lot of corruption involved. So we're going to delve deep into the corruption, and basically we're going to move one step further along to disclosing and healing all this kind of matrix stuff, okay? Because we want to come out of the matrix, although we are a part of it, as we said last week, in 3D. We need to know of it in a very profound, deep way so that we can function more effectively whilst we are in it. Yeah, because sometimes you need to be in something to know it well and to be able to navigate yourself out of it. Bless you. So I guess that basically covers what I wanted to say about what it is we're going to cover today. Just real quick, the correspondences for you. So the Platonic geometry that corresponds, I was going to say to moon, the Platonic geometry that corresponds to water day is the icosahedron. The Archimedean solid is the truncated icosahedron, or icosahedron in Greek. The direction that we have is west. The colour is blue, although I was feeling a bit more green than blue today, which is why I'm wearing green, but it is a blue day. We'll look at the hand circuitries in a moment, the pranayama in a moment, the test in a moment, the sonic code in a moment. So this is what we apply it to in relation to water day. So as we said earlier on, the harmonic focal point or the chakra is sacral or navel, yeah? The human energy field is the emotional, which is the second energy field in line. DNA is the etheric DNA that corresponds directly to emotions, ego and personality. So this is a big potential sticking point for a lot of us, right? The meridians that correspond are kidney and urinary bladder. The endocrine system is the adrenal glands and the pancreas. There's our sonic code, and I will go into explaining what it is that we're going to do for our hidrojos transmission once we've done all of that. Big deep breath. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Tomorrow we finish the elements and go into hieros ramos, which actually means sacred union, ramping it up once again. Don't forget to follow, share, subscribe. We have got YouTube, we have got
Instagram,
Facebook, thank you very much. And there's one more, a lot of you guys don't use it too much, Periscope. So don't forget to scroll forward and back to watch all of those Periscope yummy videos. It's at Helen Makes Miracles. See you tomorrow.